Okay. Now, can you see? Anybody
Yes.
feel like, sorry?
I can see the.
Sorry?
I can see.
You can see. Good. Okay. Anybody wants to suggest an answer for 35?
F.
F. Good. F is the correct answer. It just continue. Hoping that Mrs. Raj would be on leave, there was a heavy traffic as everyone was rushing to school or work. Okay, everybody know that on the way to school, people are also rushing to work, so heavy traffic. Okay, good. Moving on, question 36. While waiting at the traffic lights, I tried recalling some facts of history I had memorized. The lights turned green and the car at the back started honking. 36. Any suggestion? Anybody? Look at the answer given and try to fit it in 36, whether it flow or not.
B.
B, so the car moved too fast and hit me. So the
I
traffic so the traffic light turns green and the car at the back start honking. Okay? Start honking. So what would he do next?
Is it C?
C.
C is the correct answer. I move quickly without looking left or right. Okay? Can you see that? At that moment, a motorcyclist who tried to beat the red light from the left took a turn and headed straight into me. Both of us fell. My motorbike was on me and I had severe pain on my right leg. My neck hurt too. 37. Anybody? So
A.
correct. A is the correct answer because he was talking about his neck was hurt too. So obviously A, luckily the helmet protect my head. Okay, there's a continuation there. All right, everybody with me? So you need to find the correct answer by looking at the flow of the story, the continuation of the story. He just spoke about his neck. So obviously, he said, luckily, the helmet protected my head, you see. Okay, then blood started to ooze out of my knee. I was in shock and I did not look at the other motorcyclists. The driver of the car at the back and a few others rushed to help me. Someone called the ambulance and police. Okay, so 38. What is the continuation from there? Anybody?
G.
G? They asked me
Maybe.
many questions. No. Good try,
A?
but not G. Sorry.
Is it H?
Correct. H is the right answer. Mrs. Raj, who was passing by, stopped to help. She called my parents. Okay, it got to be someone that knew him because she has the number of the boy, you see. So So H is definitely the answer. The ambulance arrived before my parents could come, and I was taken to the hospital. I was admitted, and surgery was done the next day on my knee. I had to be on medical leave for 3 months due to my knee and dislocation of my right elbow. I missed many lessons due to long medical leave and had difficulty in catching up with my lesson. 39. Okay, so to get the right answer, you have to read in front as well so that you can fit in the right answer. Anybody? Just give it a shot. Don't
B.
be shy. Any answer?
D.
D is the correct answer. Well done. So, when I went back to school, teachers and friends helped me to catch up with my studies. I learned to be extra careful on roads and not to let my mind wander. Okay. So, whatever you're worried about, never ever jeopardize your health, jeopardize your safety. Okay. The motorcyclist who knocked me down sadly was killed in the accident. 40, I had a narrow escape. So, what is the answer? 40.
E.
E is the correct answer. He was 16 years old and was riding without a license. Oh, that is so sad. I had a narrow escape. But then his knee is already had surgery, so he can't play sport. Even though he is safe, he had some long-term implication. So from this paragraph, from this a part five story, it teaches us to be extra careful, okay, and never ever ride anything, whether it's a car or motorbike, without a license. Okay, everybody got the answer? Any question? Any vocabulary that you do not know and want me to explain? No? Okay, if you don't have any questions, so let's move. We have completed paper one. And we want to move on and look at the essay question. Okay, so let me share the essay question. Okay, so this is paper two. Okay, English paper two. So you have essay questions that contribute to your English total marks. It's very important for you to read the essay properly and look at the question. So, part one is 20 marks, and part two is also 20 marks. If you want an A, you got to strive hard to get at least 16 marks. Okay, so you can only lose 4 marks, and you got to be very careful with your grammar. Okay, watch out your grammar. And the first thing when you read the question, you have to ask yourself which tense that you want to use. Okay, so you have to be consistent with your tense that you use and make sure that your grammar is in accordance. Okay, let's have a look at the question. The question says, read the message from your friend Kumar. Kumar said, "Hi, I'll be participating in the Run for Joy event next month. There are 3 categories available: 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer, and 21 kilometer. I need your advice. Which category should I join?" Kuma. Okay, so you need to reply to Kuma. What do you need to do? You need to advise Kuma. Okay, so why does Kuma turn to you? Because you're supposed to know better, meaning probably you had joined this kind of run before. That's why Kuma is referring to you. Okay, so in about 80 words, write a message to Kuma giving some advice. Now, think, how would you want to approach the question? Okay, how would you want to approach in answering Kumar's question? How are you going to advise Kumar? Okay, what should you do first? Step 1. Anybody? Anybody want to make a suggestion? Okay, so I would recommend number 1, okay, for you to acknowledge. Okay, you need to acknowledge Kumar first. Okay, acknowledge your friend. How do you do that? Anybody can suggest?
I think, hi, how are you?
Yeah, good. Example, how are you, Kumar? Anybody else? Anybody else? Think. Anything else you want to add on? Okay, if you want a high marks, you got to do a little bit beyond. Okay, you got to make your essay interesting. It attracts people to read it. It makes the person who read it enjoy reading it. Okay, any other suggestion? Come on, just share. It's not wrong. I can always correct you, and nobody going to be angry at you. Okay, you can, I would say, hi, Kuma. Okay, maybe you can say, hi, Kuma. Hope you are in the, hope you are in the best of health. Okay. Now, what's next? What would you want to say after that? Anybody? To write a good essay, you should be able to imagine. Put yourself in Kumar's shoes, and you would want to say all the good things to your friend to encourage him. Okay? So, anybody, come on, make your essay interesting. You have 10 lines to write. If you write 8 words on each line, because this is 80 words, right? So you have 10 lines to write. Anything else? So if you get high marks for your paper 1, well done. But if your paper 2, you don't write in an interesting manner, okay, so you will not be able to get high marks for your English. Anything else? So quiet. None? So you could also write like, I got excited when I know you are going to join the run. You know? Okay, so you can say, I got excited when I know you are going to join the run. Okay? Before you start advising him, so you said, Hi Kuma, hope you are in the best of health. I got excited when I know you're going to join the run. It's really fun, as if I have done the run. I have run before, so it's really interesting. Oh, it's really exciting. Okay? So you can make your essay fun, you see. Okay, now comes the important part. Okay, the important part is that you want to advise. Okay, advise Kuma. So what would you advise Kuma? And what would you advise Kuma? Anybody? Hello? Come on. Just suggest anything that cross your mind.
Be consistent.
Be consistent. Okay, good advice. Be consistent. Anything else? Remember, he asked whether he should go for the 5 kilometer or the 10 kilometer or the 21 kilometer. Probably you can touch on this information. Okay? So, anybody else? This is a good advice. Be consistent. Anything else? And it's important in writing your essay, you use some good vocabulary like consistent. Okay, it should give you higher marks, you see. You use some vocabulary that shows that you know your stuff, you know English better, okay? So, anything else? Anybody else? Come on, help
Accept
teacher
good
out.
advice from others.
Again,
Accept a good advice from others.
a good advice.
From others.
A good advice from others. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Try to seek good advice from others who had joined the run before. Okay. So if I were Kumar's friend, first question that I would ask him, okay, I would say, before I recommend or suggest or advise you, Kuma, first of all, I would like to know, have you ever joined this kind of run before? So then I have to answer, if you had not, I would recommend you to go slow by choosing the 5 kilometer. Okay, you would want to exert yourself. Okay, so you would want to use some vocabulary like exert yourself. Okay, you would want to exert yourself. Okay, but however, if you had joined the run many times, you can upgrade yourself to the 10-kilometer run. Okay, so as can you see that? So you would want to answer this question by making suggestions to your friend. So meaning, if you're used to run, so it's okay for you to choose 10-kilometer. But if this is your first run, then you should start with 5-kilometer, the lowest of all, because you don't want to exert yourself too much by going for 10 or 21-kilometer. You can get hurt. Okay, you could collapse, you see. All right. Okay, so then after recommending which one based on whether Kumar had joined run before, however, you can also say if you have done a lot of practicing over the month running, then you can choose the 10-kilometer. You see? So if Kumar had practiced running over the last 1 month, then it's okay for him to choose the 10-kilometer. But however, if he had not, then he should go for the 5-kilometer. Okay, so you can play around there. A lot of things to say. You can choose which one you want. Okay, then you can say if you have been consistent in practicing running for the last few weeks, it's okay for you to choose the 10-kilometer. Okay, so next, what you want to do is do a conclusion. Okay, what would you say in your conclusion to your friend? Anybody? What would you like to wish him? How are you going to wish him? Because you won't be there.
Good luck.
Yes, good luck is a good wish for him because, okay, how would you want to make your sentence? Anybody else? The best of luck. Okay. Having said that, you can say it's totally up to you because it's you who know your body well, you know. Okay, even if you want to eat, you're the one who know how much you can eat because you know how much you can take in, right? The same goes with sport. Okay, whether you want to go for 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer, 21 kilometer, it's totally up to you because it is you who know how far you can go. Okay, so you can conclude by saying that. However, okay, having saying that, or nevertheless, okay, having said that, it's totally up to you to decide which one to choose, whether it's 5 kilometer or 10 kilometer or 21 kilometer. As a friend, I would like to wish you the best of luck. Okay? Bye. Okay? Can you do that? It's easy, isn't it? Any
Yes.
question? So you can get 16, the minimum of 16 out of 20. That will be good. Okay? But if, of course, if you can get 18 over 20 would also be good. To get 20 over 20 is a little bit difficult if you make some grammatical error. Okay? Try to use some idioms. If you can find any idioms, would be good. Okay? Idiom would be good in an essay. Any question? Any question? No? Okay. So if there's no question, let's look at the second essay. Okay, in November, it is predicted that there's going to be flooding in Malaysia, right? So this essay is just at the right time. So you should spend about 35 minutes in this part. So they already informed that you should spend 35 minutes. You want to tell your friend about the recent floods in your neighborhood. Okay. In about 120 words, write a letter about this flood. So, a letter, okay, not an essay, but a letter. Okay, there's a difference between an email and a letter. So, a letter, you need all the proper uh, arrangement of your name, your address, your friend's address, the date. Okay, you may use the notes below to help your you may use the notes below to help you. Okay, so these are the notes below that will help you with your 120 words. So if you write about 10 words per line, then you need to write about 12 lines. Okay, if you write about 8 words a line, so it will be like close to 15 lines. Okay, so if it's in 15 lines, so you have like 5 lines for the first picture, 5 for the second picture, and 5 for the last one. Or maybe you can have more here. Okay, anybody want to start off? The first picture says 2 weeks ago, awaken, flood, submerge. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, awaken, wake up from sleep, flood, submerge. The water is already high, right? Uh, Next, things, elderly, evacuation center. Okay, so they talk about the things, so you can elaborate about the things. Okay, what is lost, what is damaged. Then talk about the elderly, how they are affected. And then about the evacuation center. What is evacuation? uh, Evacuation in Bahasa Malaysia is pusat. Uh, I'm not sure in Bahasa. Where you put all those people who are affected by flood at one day one or community center. You call that evacuation center. Okay. Then the final picture is about it says here state, subside, return, cleaning. So after the flood, okay, the water subside, okay, water gone, and then they will return to the house. But of course, the house is really dirty, so they have to do the cleaning. Okay, so your essay would need to cover all these 3 pictures. And mind you, when you're writing an essay, you should write your essay interesting. Okay, so it is guided here. Anybody want to kickstart with the first picture? Anybody? Students? Anybody want to kickstart with the first picture? So you can start with 2 weeks ago. I was asleep when suddenly I was awakened by my mother as the water is rising high. Anybody wants to continue? Anybody want to continue? Come on. To write an essay, you must be able to imagine. Put yourself in the shoes of people who are affected by flood. Okay, you must have a good imagination. That is why your parents took you for holiday, you see, so that when you write essay, you have experience and you can use your experience to help you in writing your essay. When I took my son to Taman Negara, coming home from Taman Negara, I asked him to write an essay because there's a lot of things in Taman Negara to write about. You know, we went to see the fish, we went on the boat, and then we went to see the orang asli. Okay, so come on, you need to trigger your imagination power. Try to put yourself in an environment of a flood. Anybody? Am I talking alone?
No.
Oh, thank you for responding. Come on. Don't tell me none of you have some ideas. Or you want to talk about the second picture? I still can accept it. I erase this first so that I can write a little bit to kickstart all of you to warm up so that all of you can come out with some ideas of what to write. Okay. So 2 weeks ago, I was sleeping when my mother woke me up as the water was rising high. The whole area started to flood. Okay, not long before, everything has submerged. Okay, the rain keeps on. The rain continue, and the downpour is really heavy, making the flood continue to rise. Okay, everybody was panicking. Okay, so probably we can move to the second picture. What else to say? People starts to panic and pack their things, all the important things. What are the important things you can mention? What are the important things when it flood? Anybody? Okay, think about flooding. What would be the first thing you want to save? Your handphone?
Valuable stuff.
Yes, valuable goods. What are the valuable goods? Remember, you don't have much that you can carry. You just carry the most valuable goods. What are the valuable goods?
How about your smartphone?
Your smartphone? Yes, because you need to communicate, isn't it? Well done. What else? One very valuable goods that you should save in any flood is your certificate. Remember your birth certificate. If you lose your birth certificate, it's very difficult to do it. It takes a long time to do it. If you have your SPM, but all of you not yet, education certificate, okay, all the important certificate. For marriage couple, they have their marriage certificate, okay. So the certificates are the most valuable things. What else?
Money.
Smartphone for you to communicate. Yes. What does mother always have? When they got married, what do they have?
Jewelry.
Correct. Jewelry is important because when you leave your house, anybody can go in and steal things, and jewelry is what people are looking for. So, jewelry. Okay. What else? Okay, so in your essay, you can list some important valuables. Okay, so people start to carry valuable things, including their birth certificates, their education certificate, jewelries, and some food. Probably because they need to eat. When it flood, it rains, you get hungry very easily. Okay, so some food, some snack, or maybe some snack, something that easy to carry. Okay, then what else? Priority are given to the elderly. Okay, because the elderly, some of them are weak, and some of them will find it's difficult to cope with the flood. Okay, and the elderly are being helped by volunteers to send them to the evacuation center, where there some doctors and nurses and volunteers are helping out by giving some blankets for them to cover themselves so that they are not cold. Okay, so you can elaborate by looking at the picture. Okay, and the last picture before we have to go, we have only 5 minutes where we have to go. What about the last picture? It says that obviously stayed at the evacuation center, subsided. So the water subsided, they returned home, but of course their home is not the same. If water go as high as the roof, the house is really, really messy. So there's a lot of things to write here. Okay, you need at least 5 lines to write here. So as the rain continue, okay, as the rain continue, the downpour continue, the people continue to stay at the evacuation center. Okay. However, as the rain stopped and the water start to subside, the people who stayed at the evacuation center can now return to their house. Okay, return to their houses. Okay, there's one after another family return to their houses, but their houses are in such a mess situation because of the mud, and the flood had spoiled so many things, and a lot of electrical goods are broken down. Okay, and then a lot of cleaning need to be done. Luckily, there's a lot of volunteers out from the university students who come to help out. Meanwhile, the elderly remain at the evacuation center until the house is ready for them to go home. Okay, so you have to write your essay in a very interesting manner. Okay, but this is easy because you are being guided by the sentences given with the picture, so you know which direction. All you have to do is you need to do your elaboration. Okay, so to make your elaboration interesting, you must have that imagination. Okay, so watch the television when there's news, watch the documentaries, because by watching the documentaries, you'll be able to have more ideas as what to write in your essays. Any question? You see, a lot of you can answer paper one well, but it is paper two, the essay parts, that it bring you down. Okay, so this is the time where you want to really work hard on your paper two. So you have to respond to my question. You should be responding to my question. You should be thinking, and you should be uh, writing the sentences, writing the essay in your mind as we discuss. Okay, so essay is all about yourself. It's all about how you want things to be seen. Okay, so the picture are given. It is your power to actually write it to the level of interest, to the level of how interesting you want it to be. So how interesting it is, the correct grammar you use will give you the higher marks. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock now. So I end my class here to now. So I see you all next week. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.